some air recording.
He destroyed this place.
Okay.
Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terrormorphs and all this a secret.
He did. We'll play along. Yes, he was terrible.
Hid it away. He killed those people. Condemned this city to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He was
Now, I might do this conversation one way if I didn't have Andreja here and I didn't have a different objective. So we're going to, yeah, we're just going to call him a murderer.
Yes. Exactly what we all thought he was. But
I don't remember, but there might be a negative reaction if I call it for what it is. I would probably just say it was a time of war too. Don't know enough yet.
Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant and is using it exactly how he feared. Right.
Yeah, we'll deal with all this later.
Or at least information about him.
Alrighty.
Kaiser, try it now.
Open that door, Kaiser. Time's running out.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
Sound good. Eyes peeled.
Can I get into this tower over here, or is it something else? That's two. I think all hell's gonna break loose moments from now, right? Those look good. Kaiser? No! I'll tell you the way I like to do this. We're just gonna wreak havoc. Don't have much time. Almost. Are they all done? Hey, we got them.
They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Where's Kaiser? Kaiser. Where did he go? He's up on the hill. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Great tip on the micro gun. By the time I get up here, he'll be gone. He did. Kaiser, stop.
Final sample secured.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
Yeah, Hippie G, that third switch, I find 2 of them pretty easily, but
On it. See you soon.
the third one I always forget about. Yeah, I'll go back in a second. I need to go take a nap so that I'm not dying of frostbite. Yeah, I have not gone through there with the environmental damage turned on before, so that was interesting, without a doubt. Come on, I'm not going to die on my ship, am I? That don't sound good.
About time you woke. We have things to do.
There we go. We're in much better shape now. Sparkling water. How about some seaweed? You know, nothing like seaweed after a big Terrormorph fight. Hey, Vae Victus. The only mod I'm running is Star UI. And I've got a couple of those going. And you can see that in my inventory. That's about it. So that's Star UI.
Greetings, Captain.
I just have, and I didn't show this at the start of the live stream, but I do have these gameplay options turned on, and in particular, the environmental damage and afflictions turned on. It's not really the most extreme. It's kind of a middle of the road setting. Why is her ship there? How do I get up there to him? Oh, there's a ladder. Well, I'm not dying anymore. Could you pick a higher spot, Percival? Alright, we're all here now. Well, almost all of us are here.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld.
We did it.
Got pretty frantic on the car.
Why didn't you come with us?
But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Best place.
Yeah, Hippie,
No,
now that you
I
mention
might
it,
have gotten a bit fuzzy.
physical is actually one of the
Do I
worst
have it right that Vae Victus knew
against
about this
those.
damn plan?
Particle,
That's what it sounded
EM,
like.
both of which should be better.
Guess the old admiral must have told someone what he learned.
I didn't think
He's
about
not
that till
clever
right
enough
now.
to pull
So,
off an attack like that from the great beyond.
I mean, I killed him pretty quickly. You're right. Vae Victus couldn't have been involved with the attacks. Yeah, that's,
No ghost is that clever.
yeah.
But it's
He's
clear
totally dead,
someone
really.
knows about the plant and realized what ends it could be put towards. Captain, we need to get these samples back to the lab and verify we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terrormorphs. But in the interim, do you think you could look into what we uncovered? See if you can turn up any information on who might have committed the attacks?
I'm right on it.
If it were me, I started the scene of the crime. New Atlantis.
Thank you, Captain. Once you finish
I'll
your
definitely look
investigation,
into it.
we'll meet you outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to hear this. Take care of yourself. No telling who might be involved.
Yeah, there's no telling at all.
The samples are preserved.
Speak to Vae Victus. Is there anything else in here worth grabbing?
Huh? Good for you.
Yeah, you were a lot of help. Let's just get out of here. Let's get back to some place where it's nice and warm and the weather's nice. That beeping stops. That is very annoying. It's so ominous. Any second now you're gonna get frostbite, hypothermia.
Is the city meant to
There we go.
inspire or intimidate? Perhaps it
Well, I
depends.
look a little unusual, so I'll fix that too. Where's my hat? Okay, I'm now back to cowboy mode. Andreja is not suspicious at all about who I might be meeting with in the basement of Mast. That's why we like her. Why is there a gun still sitting out here? I never picked that up. Oh, that's right, because I used the Tracker's Alliance weapon, which I modified for EM, I think. So I never picked up the gun, and it stayed there the whole time, which is kind of bizarre. So we already took the contraband. Hey, it's me again, buddy. I need to go talk to my new buddy, Basement Grandpa. I think I'm going to keep him around, Ben.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When
Actually,
I
I'll
heard
think
you
about
and
that.
Adrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
You seem like a jerk.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
Maybe. Confess.
You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terrormorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a
Mowgli says we no-clipped in and shot him, but he ignores it.
I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over
Ben
what
says I
found.
kept him alive once or twice to do his side missions, but I always forgot I kept him alive and never went back. I have done them. I don't know that they're that useful. I mean, they're just like another mission board from what I can tell. He sends you after people and you take them out and you get loot and money. It's not really that great. And with the Tracker's Alliance now, there are better options.
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terrormorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment.
Yeah, Carl, the one thing I regret when I fought the Starborn, I did not kill the emissary, and I think he's the one with the inflictor. I just convinced them both to give up. Okay, let's
Easy
just
to say now,
kick
but in
this
that
on.
moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return?
Well, we appreciate
Was
that.
there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. Kaiser, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my
It's a good
new
plan.
position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlais. The associate who aided me all these years. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life?
Yeah, that's kind of a simple
Maybe
answer.
I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlais reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide
And
you
that's
to where
why he
I found
knew
the
how to
plant
guide
all
us.
those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results.
So not only,
I
well,
know
we did
for a
kind of
fact
decide to
the
go there, but he
Cabinet's
did
planning to honor both
keep
you
us
and
from
Hadrian once this is all done.
getting harmed. Hard
Isn't
to
that
unentangle
preferable
that.
to languishing away in obscurity,
Disentangle?
running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard, with only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
See, you don't realize I can already buy a home in the well.
Precisely. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terrormorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already
I'll think
sent
about it,
along
buddy.
the evidence of Orlais's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlais and Orlais alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain.
Well, you should sit down here and be nervous for a little while, buddy.
Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Fine.
Authorized personnel only.
Let's go.
Has to stay here.
That guy doesn't know if we're coming or going. He's not really paying attention. Okay. I think this is the final. Is this the final step? We have to meet our buddies in the conference room. Have a conversation. Where am I going? They are in here. I will quick save in case I do not like the way this goes. I'm not above it. You guys and your cool orange eyes never let me into your club. I guess I am in their club now, aren't I?
Perfect timing. We just got
Even
in.
without the cool eyes.
So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against Terrormorphs.
Great.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus
He must
plant
be a
is capable
scientist.
of,
He has the
I don't
lab
think
coat
we can deal
or
with
the
those
lab
things
clothes.
fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
Orlais.
Let's pin it on the guy.
Reginald Orlais? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was
Well, he
him?
was for a little while.
If he is responsible, let us hope the cabinet deals with it swiftly and harshly.
Sorry, I'm
That's
keeping
some
secrets from her
impressive work.
already.
So
Not
then
even
give us
married
the
yet.
rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in?
Guy tried to kill me. Things went badly. Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm choking up about it.
I'm sorry to hear that. Those sorts of missions are always tough. Any
No,
idea
wasn't that
why
hard.
he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant?
That's an interesting option.
Another
I've never
madman
chosen that.
justifying butchery. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances.
That's a
So I
positive
guess
way to
there's
think of
nothing
it.
else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terrormorphs.
Might be. Let's see. Which method of dealing with the Terrormorphs are you two leaning toward?
Microbe is going to make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science.
Cool.
I also know math.
It's a geek
And a
argument.
1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in. See if they have a preference. They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
Okay.
And the Aseles seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Okay.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Okay, let's
Here
go.
we go.
I think I've explored the options. I don't know if there was anything else I was supposed to ask them about. My primary goal is that when we get to the cabinet, they ask me, and I think that'll work that way.
Pardon.
I could be wrong.
Welcome back,
Let's go.
all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances.
Yeah, but we're
But
not.
according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terrormorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
My God.
An attack? Using Terrormorphs? How is that possible?
You will
Didn't she
all
share the
receive a full
briefing?
briefing once we're done.
Yeah, I guess not, huh?
So then is what the second report
So she's
says
the only one that
correct?
knows.
Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
You seem rather insistent. The report isn't the whole truth. Orlays helped, but Vae Victus organized the attacks. Hadrian, I think you should tell them. Lie, yes, it was Orlays. Oh, let's put her up to
You
it.
want me to?
Sure.
Well,
You can earn
we
your way
believe
back into the
that
UC.
report to be correct, ma'am. Reginald Orlays appears to have.
I don't know if that
committed
makes a
the
difference or
attacks.
not.
Reginald Orlays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria.
It's only slightly manipulative.
Vanguard said the captain was spotted in the area not long before Orlays was found.
Was this your work, Captain? Did you have any suspicions at the time Orlays might have been involved in the attacks?
No,
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve.
I always
This
am.
report contains definitive evidence.
It's almost
Orlays
as if
triggered
I am the primary
attacks via this
protagonist in this entire
Lazarus
story.
Plant, the captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable that Orlays be brought in to face justice. You are
Yeah,
to be
what a
commended
bad
for stopping
break.
him before he could strike again, Captain. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives.
Maybe
But
millions.
it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I believe the other faction should be involved in securing the Lazarus plant. It has to be wiped out. What measures will the UC be taking to protect that? Yeah, let's just...
Freestar Collective. Wow. So they have another tool to utilize against us?
You do know I am
I'm
Freestar
in
Collective as
agreement.
well, buddy.
I fail to see the value here.
Agreed. Any effort
Bingo.
to de-escalate the situation
That's
should
what we
be
wanted.
considered. Being as open as possible would be a valuable move.
That is an
I can assure you the
interesting
Varun will probably
idea.
find
A
out
grand
someday.
gesture, showing definitively this cabinet doesn't think like
Nods
those
at
of the past.
Andreja.
So, you want us to make nice with the Collective by sharing our state secrets?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
She's got the
sound
same
like
gang
wild, Chief
colors as
Kulkarni.
Percival. She's got
Very
the
well.
lab coat. They're
We'll get the collective
obviously
involved
working
in the
together.
management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terrormorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
That's a guy that didn't like me in the first place, so his choice isn't really high on my list.
The microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terrormorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
I think my primary
Fast
concern is
results
that we
always
couldn't
lead
find
to the
heat leeches
best
on
outcome.
ships
Don't
in
they?
general. Not sure we're going to
As you
find
can
them
see,
otherwise.
there remains debate among the Cabinet.
Microbe it is.
We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
I'm going microbe.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The
What they don't
science
realize
division
is I have a
important.
lab coat just like
Let us
that. I'm
hope
kind of
this
on their side. I'm
science
just not
division
wearing it right
truly
now.
knows what they are doing.
I'm not
Grand
just a
threats
double
merit
agent. I'm a
grand
triple agent. I'm
actions.
also a lab
And
coat
grand
guy.
actions are precisely what our group does.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then says I always decide to
matter,
destroy the
settled.
plant. Is there a major difference?
We'll begin the
I
process
don't know.
immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies.
I don't really
Terrormorph
trust the idea
Management
that they would be able to
Division,
lock it away, though.
making
Like,
you three
honestly, it
the
doesn't make any
founding
sense.
members
They
of
don't
the
really
TMD.
seem that good at that kind of thing.
As befits such a group.
They actually seem kind of terrible at all this.
Display its gratitude.
As befits such a group.
Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Boo.
Class
That means I
one?
get into all the nightclubs
With
too,
the three
right?
of us? Are you joking?
Like right to the
What he
front of the
means
line.
to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
Class
yeah.
1 citizen.
Thank you, ma'am.
You all have
We'll just say
earned it.
thanks.
Now,
We have earned
There's
it. We
much
were
to be
really
done.
good. We killed
Major
a lot of
Sinan,
things.
Dr. Walker,
I've kept a lot of
I hope
secrets.
you two are willing to continue your efforts.
I deserve
the
a
TMD's
penthouse
research
apartment.
on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD,
Hippie G. I
believe
think the
you'll have your
Lazarus
pick of
plant
duties.
came from the Varun.
Speak
I'd buy
to your
that.
commander,
I would
Tuala,
buy
if I
that.
recall correctly.
They're probably all up to all
He
sorts
should
of
be
trouble.
able to provide you with assignments going forward.
We'll find out.
Plus, help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This
Wonderful.
meeting is adjourned.
18,800 credits. I think that might be for next time. We want to go ahead and advance the story with Andreja and prepare ourselves for Shattered Space. And I think, though, what time is it? We're right at about, this is almost a perfect time to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me for this stream. It's so nice to see all of you, especially those that come back. And it's so nice to see some new names in here as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, etc. There is a Discord that's listed on the channel now. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. As I mentioned at the start of this, I've gotten a couple of those. Anna kicked in some a little while ago. I love coffee. I actually use that for coffee. So with that, I will wrap it up. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.